Hey everybody, today I'm going to be discussing what is the difference between the original Final Fantasy 7 and 8 and the remasters. Let's get to it. Hey everybody, great to see you. I'm so happy you're here. My name is Ryan and this is my retro gaming, fuse beating YouTube channel, Nostalgic Nick-Nacks. Today's video is all in response to a suggestion from a viewer. I had a viewer that said, well, what exactly is the difference between the original Final Fantasy 7, Final Fantasy 8, and the remasters that they did and put out on the PS4 and put out on the Switch? And I thought that's a great idea. Let's look at that today. I also super happy and actually taken aback by how popular my video was a couple of weeks ago. It's my first video where I've gotten over 1,000 views in a couple of days, and that was fantastic. I want to thank everybody who checked out that video, and if you haven't checked it out, it's right up here. In that video, I took a look at the Nintendo Switch remasters of Final Fantasy 7 and 8, but I also took some time to look at my original copies, and if you did not see that in that video, go back and watch it because I went through the manuals and everything, and these beautiful black label copies of these wonderful games, so check that out. Today's video is all about the actual graphical comparisons of the originals and the remasters. I'm going to be referencing a video throughout this video. I'm going to be showing the video. It's actually a graphical comparison between the originals and the remakes or the remasters. And I'm going to stop and talk about what I'm looking at and what I think as somebody who's very nostalgic for these titles. But I'm going to be honest and look at what did they change. And I think this would be a great look at these games if you really don't know what the difference is. And I also want to thank the YouTuber that uploaded this video, and all of that, I'll leave that channel in the description below. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into this graphical comparison of the Final Fantasy 7 and 8 originals and the remasters. Okay everybody, here we are and we're looking at this video like I said, so I'm going to go ahead and play and I'll stop when I'd like to discuss some of the particular differences in the versions. It's a really great video that just points out what they are looking like. So you can see here's the Nintendo Switch version, and you go back and you can kind of see how they really did make these outfits really stand out, and you can look at the faces and kind of see what those faces have changed to. It's a dramatic difference. I mean, look at Squall's face. It's so dissatisfying there, and here it's so much better. It's amazing what they were able to do. Now here's the two together. Again, look at what they were able to do with the characters. You can actually see the colors much better than you could in the original. The original is very pixelated and this is very smoothed out. The background is suffering a bit here in the remaster. The background, as far as I know, was not the priority, and you're going to see that in the next few slides here, but I think there is a drawback to things, and could they have done it better? Probably, but you know what? It's kind of like that bokeh effect. You have the close-up areas that are very clear, and then the background's kind of blurred out. Not sure why they went that way, but let's keep going. Okay, so going back a little bit, you see again, the characters are looking very pixelated, but the backgrounds, the pre-rendered backgrounds that I absolutely love and I miss so much nowadays, you can see the difference here, and as it's smoothing over, you see the background definitely took a hit there. Here is where you can see the old look. You can kind of see how it smooths out that desk there and really kind of blurred it out. It's kind of a bummer that that happened, like I said, but companies are not going to get remasters perfect. They never will, and it's just something that happens. But hey, at least we got great looking characters, and they're still pre-rendered backgrounds. They're still there. They haven't disappeared. Okay, so this is really interesting here. There are no drawbacks with the cutscenes. The cutscenes are looking super fantastic. With Final Fantasy VIII here, you can see the coat here that Sephiroth has, and it's kind of grayed out here, but here it's looking so much better. Also, you can look at Squall's head up here at the top, and here it's much more smoothed out. Really great job on these. What's amazing to me is that this was done in 1998. 1998, and it's still looking really great. Alright, you can see the elevator here. Got a nice blurred out elevator, and then the elevator over here looks much better. I'm not sure why they did that. But as a nostalgic gamer, just being able to play these games in portable mode makes a huge difference, and maybe they'll get it right next time. Maybe they'll enjoy some benefits there with a better pre-rendered background. Okay, looking again, look at the staircase going down. It is quite blurred out, but the characters are looking great. So maybe next time they can get those characters and the backgrounds looking great, we'll be happy. Okay, so here's the last frame I'm going to look at with Final Fantasy VIII today, and you can see pretty bright lights up here. The brightness is still there, but they are kind of washed out, which is a shame because the artists worked tremendously on these pre-rendered backgrounds. I hate to see that they are blurred out. Not sure, again, why that decision was made, but I'll take it because it's the only version out there on the Switch. And, of course, if you have a PC, you can do some great things. I'm sure they look really great, but for me, I'm just not interested in doing all that extra stuff. Anyways, to each his own. Let's go ahead and look at Final Fantasy VII and see what the differences are there. Okay, everybody, so I actually had to find a different video for the Final Fantasy VII, and in this video, there's actually a comparison between the PC port, the PlayStation 1, and the Switch version. So let's check it out and see what the difference is in this intro sequence, the best intro sequence of all time. Okay, so I just stopped it here. Really didn't want to stop it, but stopped it here to see what they did. So because I love this intro. So here we have the soldier here with his outfit, his red outfit, and you can see very pixelated here, very blurry in some ways. But in the Switch version, really great looking even from a distance. On the other hand, they smoothed out the train and they smoothed out everything else. And I think it was, if I were to speculate, it would have been to bring out those characters, really draw the eye to the characters instead of the backgrounds. So you can see the train here looks really great. Here it looks very smoothed out, and then it looks like the Steam version, it's still looking pretty great, actually better than the Switch version. So there you go. Alright, stopped it here to look at Barret and Cloud. So in this frame you can barely see Barret's mouth, which was in the original PlayStation. Barret is looking so much better here. Look, you can see his smile, you can see his frown, his mad face. You can see his eyebrows tilted down as if he does not want to see Cloud. And in the Steam version you can see that as well. So Cloud is also, they're both looking less pixelated, definitely all smoothed out, and as well as Biggs over there with his red hat on. And kind of hard to tell what's going on here, if that's his hat or if that's his hair or if he has one leg or two legs. I really don't know. What I do want to point out is over here in the Steam version, you can see it looks clear in the background. Again, blurry with the Switch version, and then the original PlayStation version. The pre-rendered backgrounds looked great. Now let's look at the battle graphics here, which are actually pretty interesting because it's actually looking better with the Switch version here. You can see this rectangular block here is more pixelated, of course, in the original, but with the Steam version, that rectangular block there, that platform, is looking more pixelated. So that is very interesting. I also want to draw your attention to Cloud's sword here. So many jagged pixels here, which is the best that they could do at the time in 1997. It really was life-changing. It was a life-changing game. As much as Final Fantasy Remake is nowadays with the graphics, this really was bringing us as gamers at the time into a whole new world of graphics. It just wasn't, it was something that had not been seen before. But look at the sword here in the middle, so good. It looks so much better. You can see the reflective surfaces here, you can see the different angles. Cannot see that on this one. There are some highlights here, but just really hard to tell what's going on. And look at Cloud's shoe, looks so much better. Okay, so these are some different, slightly different frames here, but Steam version looks pretty good here. Switch version looks pretty good, and the original, you still see some of that pixelation. I'm going to skip ahead a little bit here. Ah, yes, so we can see some great character work here with the model, and of course here as well. But with the PlayStation, you are seeing total pixelation, Even in the tracks down here at the bottom, the floor does not look that great. Okay, and here's a faraway shot, and we can see a bunch of tiny pixel people here. And then we see in the Switch version, you can definitely see they are so much more clear. And the background actually doesn't look too bad right here, except maybe with these stripes. But there you go. All three of these look pretty good as far as I can tell with the explosion. So okay, so that's the end of this comparison here with these two videos. Hopefully it gave you some ideas as to what is the difference here. Again, there are some absolute benefits from having the Switch version or the PS4 version, and that is the fact that you have faster battles, you can walk around much more quickly, and things just get done so much more quickly. I appreciate that as a gamer, especially a gamer from the 90s. It makes a world of difference, and it's a time saver when you don't have a whole lot of time to game with family obligations and work and everything. So I really appreciate that, and I know there's more of you out there who do as well. So let's go ahead and wrap up the video. I hope you enjoyed this look at Final Fantasy VII and Final Fantasy VIII and the absolute differences that they have. Okay, everybody, that's the video today. Again, I hope this gave you a better look at the actual differences between these remakes and the originals. I think it was very eye-opening for me to see exactly what had changed. Yeah, there were some downsides, and if you're a console gamer like me, you know what? You're just happy to have it portably. I talked about that in some of the comments I had made for the last video, but really, I'm just happy to be having fun playing these games in a portable way and not on my iPhone or anything like that. It's on the Switch, and it's so convenient. For me, I'm just a simple guy, and for others, they may want more things. If you're a PC gamer, you're going to want more. You're going to want to mod everything, change everything. But you know what? That's not me. I love the originals and I love these remasters, and yes, they made changes, but the core game is still there. The characters are looking better than ever, and Squall actually is not the ugliest guy in the room. If you enjoyed this video today and you would love to see more on Final Fantasy VII and Final Fantasy VIII, as well as any other Final Fantasies, or you want to see me cover any other video games, or if you're interested in fuse bead art, pixel art for these games, please make sure to like this video and subscribe for more content. I make at least 2 videos every week. I really enjoy doing it, and I thank you all for your support. I could not be here without you. I pray that you have an absolutely fantastic day, and until next time, keep playing Final Fantasy VII and Final Fantasy VIII in whatever way you love, and happy gaming.